Social anxiety is probably one of the most toxic things that you could ever kind of think about within your own head. And it causes so much suffering, man. And it can cause so much suffering to the point where it can potentially even ruin your life because for example, right, you'd get anxiety from any kind of social interaction. And then you get depressed if you have no social interaction as a human. So being able to talk to people in the right capacity is so important. And it's something that we don't really do anymore. It's pretty common now, everyone just to kind of be to themselves, which I think is a good thing because it's more authentic like that. It's more genuine when you do talk to someone. But it comes at a problem because it's really easy to be comfortable in that kind of anti kind of people sort of thing. And a lot of times it comes from stuff like the constant fear of people judging you, feeling like you're going to say something wrong, not being able to keep eye contact, feeling awkward, right? And then you probably look at the people who don't seem to where social anxiety is afraid of them, pretty much, right? And then you start to wonder, how do they do it? Well, that's a great question. And the simple answer, which you may not like, is that they're not worried about what other people think of them. Or they haven't even given that thought a chance to really overtake their mind. And so if you are someone who has social anxiety, it is a big blessing to have because it means that you can analyze things very well. The power of overthinking is really, really powerful. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they tend to kind of demonize the whole idea of overthinking. It just means that you're really analytical. And if you can channel it in the right direction, damn, you can really do amazing things, honestly, because it means you see things from a different perspective, and because you pay more attention to detail, it means you're very observant, and them skills can take you far, man. They really can. But it's hard to do, right? Because again, all of that overthinking, it's really easy to get into the trap of it. And then people might tell you, oh man, why are you so quiet? Just talk more, just be more social. But it's a lot harder than that, right? It really can be. All of those sort of negative emotions or even maybe memories. Some of you might even had a time where you might have spoken and you felt quite embarrassed. So now every single time you try to speak in the same manner, you're going to feel embarrassed, so you're not going to want to do it. It's like trust issues, but with yourself. But like everything and anything in life, we can learn from it. We can really overcome it, and we can really use it in a manner that would make you more happy and fulfilled. And when you realize that you become more social and you start to, talk to people generally, it's fun, man. Because one, you get to uplift people's days without you realizing, because some people, they just need a conversation, And number two, you develop a lot more courage and confidence in yourself, because if you're comfortable in your own skin and your own mind, then you have the whole sort of confidence to take over the world and do what it is that you want to do. So a lot of times this social anxiety can show up in multiple different forms in your life, and it probably does carry over to different things. Maybe that anxiety ties up into things that you wanted to do and you haven't started yet, and you can kind of start to avoid things. Alright, so number one, accept it. And when I say accept it, because that's pretty common advice, really just start to analyze, because you're so good at analyzing the negative sides of maybe feeling embarrassed in public. Start to really think and sort of write it down and look at it. Are people really afraid to keep eye contact with you? Are people really judging you? Because if you think about it, right, a lot of people are busy nowadays. They've got their own lives to focus on. It's like when you see something nice in public, like a nice car, you might like it for about 10 seconds and then you forget about it. So even the whole aspect of people judging you, it probably only lasts 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 10 seconds. So number one, acceptance. Number two, building that self-confidence. Because when you are sort of comfortable within your own skin, you're not really going to overthink things. You're going to be confident in yourself because you know that you're worth having a good conversation with someone. And that comes from, I'd probably say, practice, man. Sometimes you have to push out your comfort zone. So take some goals, maybe talk to one person a day. Maybe get used to looking at people in the eyes for 30 seconds longer than others. And I don't mean downright stare at them with open eyes, nah. Just, a few glances here and there. But the whole idea of that is to get you more comfortable in those kind of environments. And the best way to do that is to get in them environments. So I don't want to say that there's any shortcuts to it, But start to do things that build your own self-confidence, you know? What stuff makes you feel empowered? What stuff makes you feel like you're the king or queen of your own life? What would that look like? And just start doing that. And then you'll start to realize that your self-esteem is going to be boosted a lot more, which makes social anxiety a lot more manageable. Alright? Because you should realize that you are worth everything and anything, that you are more powerful than you think you are, and that you're capable of achieving way more than you think you do. Mind over matter really does exist. And whilst the world kind of becomes a little bit more introverted, try to stand out, man. Because when you start to get used to talking to people, you're gonna pretty much be better than most people in this generation. So I think it's a good thing to develop. I think it's something that you should really try to push towards. Set small goals, maybe talk to one person a week or one person a month. It's gonna feel really uncomfortable at first, but once you get used to it, it'll be fun. Play around with it. Remember, life is a game, it's only temporary. You only live for like 80 years or so. I think that's the average age, but why spend it in confinement of your own mind, you know? There's a whole world and there's a whole bunch of experiences you can have outside with people that share similar interests as you. You don't have to be lonely. You can find people nowadays online. Start talking to them. If they share similar habits, maybe join a sports club, maybe join a gym, maybe go to that art class or language class. So many different ways to skin the cat, you know? So take what you will from that. I hope that did uplift you a little bit to help combat your social anxiety. Again, it's going to be really hard, but you are way more capable than you think you are. So good luck. And yeah, feel free to update me in the comments in terms of if you do go about doing this. So yeah, peace and blessings be to you all. I'll see you in the next one.